Welcome to our lovely future humans, our 5D collective. And to those who are new, today the windows are open, air is coming through, so there's going to be some extra surrounding noises, some birds chirping on this lovely full moon. And for my lovely regular listeners, we're going to do things a little bit differently, as informally as possible. With our full moon comes ascension, as always. Those who do know what personal and spiritual growth are. So as I bring the human elements to spiritual and spirituality elements, that is the difference between our 5D collective, who are ventral pivoting people. So that means they do enjoy their nervous system. And as we discussed on the short today, let's discern. Do you think it's true or false that life will make you suffer no matter what you do until the day you die? So this is what is called a fallback loop of the survival mode or sympathetic energy mode of those who don't own their own inner flame, and they don't own their inner air. Flame, fire, intuition, and when you don't own it, it's not from the heart, but it's from this low gut, which is awesome when you're using it in the moments where you will have needed it. But once you got grown up, oh, the air has no substance, that's intellect. So beautiful. Again, human elements, hold on for it. You own the embodied brain. It's an anticipation machine, the brain. We don't have to hit rock bottom. I read a story today on Nat Geo. I was like, wow, so the individual who did all of what they did, interesting. Is that really going to make a difference in the world with our heat waves and inconsistent weather, since some people think that the environment is not in any kind of need of human, to hands to feet. So human elements, I like to let you in on. I am grounded in reality, but I am a spirit, and I am also my own soul's purpose. It does have a mission. You be you and I be me, and we're in good company. So free will. And as I was hearing someone explain free will and fate, I'm like, okay, you got philosophical on me. So here's the deal. Let's have fun, shall we? Those who know how to wield their nervous system, raise your hand. That means you own your brain, anticipation machine. So what motivates us? Healthy fear, because that means you're motivated by love. So why do you do what you do? Well, in my case, I am here to help you to be yourself. You don't need me, no. So why would they want to be around Maria? I said because they will enjoy the mindset practices, the resources, the tools, all of that, which you are putting your best foot forward, and then here you just enjoy the stories. So with the full moon, we have some amazing ascension energies. Oh, that's right. I found out that this fire air is masculine and spirit is ascending and masculine, something like that. I'm giving you the gist of it. And I was like, that makes sense though, because when you expand yourself, you're not just using the anticipation machine brain, which means you need to notice your affective realism, your very strong emotions. So the fire of the grown human beings who don't hit rock bottom like Pinocchio to become alive, it really isn't something I looked up to. I'm like, wow, fairy godmother did come in and mention more than once what the right choice was. Seems you didn't understand it. When you meet adolescents, yes, you understand, as when I was one, what happens. Third attunement, repairing rupture, awesome. So those people have a higher self in the lead, and we choose to maintain integrity, and we don't lose ourselves. So when somebody is making it sound like they did something amazing because they're the underdog, we don't think it's not amazing. We just don't think it's always going to be amazing. So what happens when we empower people? Hold on for it. Because whatever liberates our spirit, as Johann Wolfgang von Goethe mentions, without also giving us mastery over ourselves, is destructive. Now, it's not destructive per se, but it just continues with a bunch of bullshit stories, quote unquote. It's not that the stories are bullshit. Our ancestors had stories where today we have explanations. And so, for example, one of the words I heard, which is a story, and I'm not going to read it out because I haven't looked into it yet, but I was like, oh, you're talking about, so when you act against your own best interest, when you are greedy and you are basically, it's not a mind virus, it's you don't own your 0-8-year-old yet, and you don't own particularly the first 3 years of your life. So your implicit memory isn't yours. Oh, you don't own your mind. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, because you don't own the brain, And this is a technical verbiage, so I'm just FYI here for the 5D collective. So we rule with our hearts because we rule with a gut and a mind that is clear. Mental clarity comes from emotional mastery. Emotional mastery comes from nervous system sovereignty. So when someone says that you're going to have to suffer life because no matter what you do, effective realism, how you feel life is the way that you'll talk about it. And so personal growth and spiritual growth, ascension happens only if you're actively, not only with your own, apparently the soul is downward, and that's where emotions are at. And then the earth, the physical, earth and water. Okay, awesome. So how many people know we need water in order to actually survive? And well, before that, we even need air to breathe. So, tangibly speaking, while I'm amazed at how many millions people will have made the spiritual bypassing and somatic bypassing community on people who say they're doing personal growth, I'm here to break the news. Those who do personal growth and spiritual growth aren't motivated by pain, because otherwise they're like Pinocchio. So that means the only reason they're doing something is because they disregarded the signs of needing one, good therapy. Once they were done with the good therapy, noticing the saying, I'm a Terry, I want them now, that is actually your free will choice to completely be upset. 3, we all do understand. Chicken Little, I know, I hope dark matter and dark energy don't implode. Grounded in reality. Thank you, Neil deGrasse. As his sentence points out, the ones who are more removed from objective reality stuff, they won't be making a difference in their life's family, in the world, like all of that. Now, we all make a difference. God just chimed in. Thank you, God. I am a mystic. I mentioned that, right? So I'm in communion with God. He's the only one who can effectively nudge me and make me understand. But his entire entourage, Jesus, Buddha, ascended masters, galactic beings, they continue to come. They're right here again. They want me to share messages. My own other multidimensional self, yes. But God's the one who came through because, well, they all helped, I have to say. The accumulation of data points. Okay, you don't know what I'm talking about if you're new. Get ready for some stories. So suffering is not something you have to experience, but some people do suffer life. And with all due respect, again, there are those who won't get out of it. There's a Zen master. He actively has laundry. He's a Zen master, apparently. Thanks, God, again, he's chimed in. He doesn't give his children more than what they can bear. So at the end of the day, because I do know my temperament and personality patterns, and I'm a healthy perfectionist, giving 5%, 50%, 6%, like giving not 100%, I can choose actively to give. But it feels really like I had a nice discussion with an adolescent, the word lazy. So while I understand there are those who will move out of that, which is a collapsed nervous system, the moment they do, when they say, I'm a dairy, I want them now, they have just decided to basically do smoke and mirrors. And I don't look up to Pinocchio because now that you've hit rock bottom once, you're going to hit it again, Pinocchio, because you're sympathetic and this modulated embodiment is your distress, not mine. So when you feel life easy, it's because you have playtime inside your body and inside your mind. And that's why I said, with all due respect, because I do understand some people, they're still very angry with the injustice that took place in their own childhood. They just are projecting it towards humanity instead of going to heal it with a lovely, good childhood trauma therapist who says, we don't have to forgive. I say, you're right, Patrick Tian. And hey, guess what? I'm trying to send them to you, but I think they're going to keep going to Boca Raton because they like to sound like they're superheroes fighting supervillains. And, well, God is really perfect. The one biggest inconsistency, doesn't matter what spiritual group you'll go grab for me. The moment someone says, see source in all, they will only embody source when they embody their mature mental, emotional state. Until the moment I can see blissfulness seeping through every single bit of their pores and therefore using the flow state, which pushes our brain to the edge of criticality. Neuroscientists, thanks for metastability and all that other stuff. I have yet to be pushed to the point of where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so upset. So here's where, again, this is for you. This is the full moon, whatever you are expanding toward, it's going to feel amazing if you're an integrated brain. If, on the other hand, you're just beginning to practice it, you're going to continue practicing it. Because when life presents to you shit or lemons or whatever the fuck it is, well, it's called unknowns, unexpecteds, unwanteds, children. Nobody ever actually thought that you would actively need to Now I have explanations. I'm sorry, I forget. Everything happens for a reason. Every action has a reaction. Everything that is meant to come your way will come your way. And as Jesus points out, those who will be full will be given more, something like that. Those who are empty, less will be given to them. I read this to you the other day, and it was basically, yes, fulfilled people don't keep on seeking outside themselves because they don't have self-loathing, gut-wrench, torn apart. There's not a longing to become one with something else. There's an active oneness that happens within you, and so you feel at ease being your authentic self. It's not a struggle. You also don't think of children as being mean. Once you're grown up, you realize we're all potentially mean. And if you're a real grown up, you also know that you could be seen as crooked, and that's why when someone wants to label evil, demons, monsters, all of that, we just think, well, medieval times, it's definitely going to be there for the ones who think you can sell your soul to the devil, or the ones who think that there's actually some way to put a spell on you. I mean, really, I really don't think they understand what it means when its source is perfect, God is perfect, everything is love, and, moving beyond emotion, mental struggle is every human being's capacity. Just our ancestors didn't know how to explain it. Today we do. It's called embodied brains that are integrated. And when you own the mind, it's because you own the brain, so you own the body, and so you own yourself. Observe, witness, narrate. You're not doing it for a pat on the back, are you? And you're also not doing it with some kind of, I want justice, because you do realize justice doesn't come out about that way. Justice comes because of smart human beings who have intellect in the absence of their effective realism. So they do know we want it to be a world where it's about what is right, but it is a world about what feels right first. So let's make it so that more people understand how effective realism affects them and how their affect emotions are not their sovereign rulers. But if they want to stay a pouty 16-year-old with a poor 3-year-old who's hiding behind a couch, well, we can't do anything for that human being because they will have made their choice. There's your free will. And so, humanly speaking, everyone on every full moon and new moon and all of the ascension and astrology, all of it, I've been watching since 2005. Thanks God. He said, don't laugh too much. So, when making use of your human makeup capacity, anyone will be back here at IHP. Check out PayHip for mindset practices, for the guides, for those of you who do use your sovereign blueprint, for those who understand that the regulated leader, and then there's the accessible guide. They are all for those of you who hold down a fort because you didn't actually collapse or submit or become a fake performer. You do enjoy performance, meaning being a person who knows how to stand on your 2 feet and bring forth that which is eustress, number one. We always will have stress come up, but eustress is good stress. So we don't do the lazy dance because, one, that's a word that exists for people who are really can't make a person be motivated to live life, especially when they're overwhelmed by it and that their mind and body suffer it, and therefore they're full of a bunch of the stories of life will make you suffer no matter what you do until the day you die, injustice and all those other charges. So in the meantime, equanimity, discernment, and love, that's God's timber. If you're curious about my story, The Ways to God, the book, I'm a co-author of it. So everyone who's in our 5D collective is a ventral pivoter. And that's why we can expand our heart, because we differentiate and link, and so we connect to others and we transcend suffering. So yes, there are moments where there was great for me, twin flames particularly, but I thanked God for keeping me away from them. Otherwise I'd be ashamed of myself today. Because a true leader of any type, it is when you empower others to do that which they thought was impossible, but it is not by dominating others. Number one, we all have ego right here and self. So you respect everyone's ego, the 3-year-old, because that's exactly why you're not, I'm going to prove right or wrong. It's, I actually just have a subjective opinion. Here it is. Oh, as for the facts, there they are. Okay, so when people have an excuse for why their life isn't getting better, or basically why personal growth or spiritual growth are bullshit, or let's just pretend they think there's no bypassers out there. Oh, there's a lot of fun we're going to have. So the never-ending cycle of suffering, it is not a must, but it does exist for some. And it becomes the life they will tell us about. And drama kings and drama queens and anxiety-addicted people have a therapist who said we shouldn't call them that. And I say he's correct, but then I say they won't come to you. You realize they're following a lady who, with her one little finger, dismantled modern-day therapists. She gets praised. There's a guy out there, too. He gets praised. They're like, millions and billions of people are following all these other human beings who say don't go to therapy, and they're praising these people. And so they're actually not doing what is of their best interest. And I got informed why some people will stop therapy, why some people will stop personal growth. They don't want to do it. So we don't choose the path of least resistance. You choose the path that you're comfortable with. If your nervous system actually was comfortable with, no, that's the part. That's why I can't say they're courageous or strong, but yes, they're child parts, and when they were infants, they were all courageous and strong, and so was their teenagers. But once they got to their mid-20s, and then they're choosing today, with all the information we have out there of nervous system and mind health and all of it, no, now it's basically ignorance, hatred, anger, and therefore, if you're going to suffer, it is what it is. We can't make you evolve. We can't shame people into evolution or getting out of the shame thing. It's actively a no-go. They have to be the ones who care to get to know themselves, which is why it's sad. Because if there's one thing they dishonor, not me, and not even you, they dishonor their life force, the essence that they are. God made us all perfect. He is amazing. And you can call it source and Akash, spirit, doesn't even matter, because the people who do care about these words, they don't understand, humanly speaking though. So I just gave you humans. They all have an ego and self. They can all achieve that full potential. Good therapists are out there for the ones who want that and who need them first. Once they're done, then they can do personal growth and spiritual growth. Someone's selling you smoke and mirrors and you buy into the bullshit, quote unquote. I'm a smart consumer, but I can be stupid and ignorant too, which is why ignorance, we all can be it. It's not offensive. Just yesterday I learned something. I actively learned something very important, and I was like, oh, that was really, I can't say the word stupid, but I can say I was ignorant about lithium batteries. Now I'm not. So yay. And so there you go. Have a wonderful full moon, being yourself the smart way. Check out PayHip, stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable. Check out Substack, join us there too. And let anybody who you do know is a part of our 5D collective, Mystic, Spiritual, Mindful, to come and join us. We might be back with some more. I might have some cards for you all for this full moon, but I might not. We'll find out. Meantime, thanks for stopping by.